Expired Love by Elham Ghoreishi. In the early hours of April 13, 2022, Dr. Rob Parker composed an email to reconnect with his longtime friend, Dr. Kevin Clark. In the message, he expressed, "I swear on our old friendship and all the good times we've had together, please don't go yapping to the cops. You've jumped into something you know zilch about, just like our old business days. It's always your way or the highway, no discussions, no chance for me to explain. You're in the dark, man. Should have at least checked with me before running off to the police and blabbering nonsense. And what did you achieve? You've made me the target of that ferocious city prosecutor. You got any clue what went down yesterday? I had to take my 6 kids to the hospital to say their goodbyes next to their mom's lifeless body. Those kids, who used to call you uncle, had to field police questions until 10 p.m. Today was supposed to be the day for friends and family to swing by our place, pay respects, but that went down the drain. Instead of focusing on the kids and my wife's final farewell, I'm stuck hunting down a criminal lawyer to save my skin. All I'm asking, don't spill the beans to the cops. Don't even bother asking for my email. I'll give you a buzz when I can." Following the email's dispatch to Kevin, Rob promptly purged it from his computer's memory. Just as he completed this task, the doorbell chimed with an insistent ring. In an unexpected turn of events, the police had arrived to escort him away. 10 days earlier, on April 3rd, Rob and his wife, Linda, sat down for their usual morning meal. With all 6 of their children, a testament to their strong 26-year marriage, sent off to school, Linda began her day with a refreshing jog through their charming neighborhood. Her hours were typically filled with church activities and charitable work, all before the children returned from school. Rob, on the other hand, cherished his afternoons with the kids, ensuring they spent quality time together until Linda's return. Their days concluded with a shared dinner and a heartfelt exchange about their daily experiences. That day, Rob, as was his routine, planted a loving kiss on Linda's cheek before heading out to his doctor's appointment. While he was away, Linda ventured out for her customary run. However, after 2 hours, she texted Rob, expressing her discomfort and opting not to attend church. Growing concerned, Rob offered to come home, but Linda reassured him, attributing her ailment to a potentially problematic sports protein shake she had consumed that morning. Rob urged her to rest and promised to be available if her condition worsened. When Rob returned home, Linda mentioned that she was feeling slightly better and decided to retire early that night. Rob and Linda's history was rooted in a deep and enduring connection, dating back to their teenage years. Both devoted members of the Mormon Church, their shared faith was a cornerstone of their relationship. In their early 20s, they took the plunge and tied the knot, united by their shared dreams and values. Much like many Mormons, they held a strong desire for a large and loving family, a vision they actively pursued. Rob, with his unwavering determination, pursued his dream of becoming a doctor, specializing in orthopedics. Over time, he established his own successful clinic, which not only brought him professional satisfaction but also contributed to their comfortable financial situation. Their lifestyle was a testament to their hard work and dedication. They resided in a magnificent $1 million home and indulged in memorable family vacations, creating a treasure trove of cherished memories. Although no life is without its challenges, Rob and Linda's journey seemed to be graced with few difficulties. Their shared values and harmonious relationship meant that disagreements were rare, and they navigated life's twists and turns together with grace and resilience. Despite their generally harmonious life, the occasional point of contention between Rob and Linda revolved around Rob's penchant for making imprudent financial decisions and engaging in risky investment ventures. In recent times, he had taken a keen interest in digital currency, dabbling in the buying and selling of bitcoins, a pursuit that sometimes resulted in miscalculations and financial hiccups. Nevertheless, these financial missteps did little to overshadow the overall quality of their life together. Their close family friends, Kevin and Jennifer, played an integral role in their lives. The two couples shared a deep and enduring bond, often embarking on joint travels and weekends spent together, creating a wealth of treasured memories. Kevin and Jennifer were also doctors, just like Rob. This common profession only strengthened their friendship. In particular, Jennifer held a special place in Linda's heart. Their friendship ran deep, akin to sisters, and their bond was unbreakable. The support and love they shared transcended friendship, making their connection a priceless treasure in Linda's life. Rob and Kevin's friendship was equally strong and enduring. A few months back, when Rob found himself in financial distress due to his investment ventures, Kevin stepped in to offer a helping hand. He invested in Rob's clinic and became a partner, helping stabilize the financial situation. It was a testament to their deep friendship and mutual support. Despite this partnership, Kevin continued to run his own clinic as well. He didn't frequent Rob's clinic often, given his busy schedule and commitments. Their collaboration, though born out of friendship, didn't interfere with their professional independence. The bonds of friendship and mutual assistance among these two couples remained unwavering, even in the face of life's challenges and unexpected turns. On April 4th, Linda's condition showed some improvement, but Rob was understandably concerned. He suggested that she cancel her appointments for the day and offered to take her to the hospital, but Linda, displaying her characteristic strength, insisted that she would recover. Rob lovingly prepared breakfast for Linda and helped her back to bed, ensuring her comfort. He then saw to it that their children were ready for school before calling Jennifer, Kevin's wife, and asking if she could visit Linda that day to provide some company and assistance. With a tender kiss goodbye, Rob left the house for his clinic, but he remained anxious about Linda's well-being. Around noon, Jennifer arrived at Linda's side. Linda was still feeling unwell, suffering from a severe headache and nausea. Jennifer, a doctor herself, considered the possibility of Linda's genetic predisposition to diabetes contributing to her condition. However, Linda suggested that her symptoms might be due to a lingering sinus infection. In a bid to ease Linda's discomfort, Jennifer lent a hand with some housework before heading back to her own home. The day was marked by concern and uncertainty, as Linda and her loved ones grappled with her unexplained illness. On April 5th, Rob's deep concern for Linda's persistent headaches and lethargy led him to a decisive action. He refused to go to work and instead insisted on taking Linda to the hospital for a thorough examination. Despite the doctor's initial inability to pinpoint the problem, Linda showed slight improvement. However, by April 6, Linda's condition had worsened dramatically, necessitating an emergency rush to the hospital. This time, she was admitted and remained hospitalized for 4 agonizing days. Her blood pressure had soared, and she struggled to draw each breath. A battery of tests was conducted, but the cause of this enigmatic ailment remained elusive, adding to Rob's already overwhelming worry. Rob stood steadfastly by Linda's side, refusing to leave her even for a moment. His anxiety was palpable. When Linda finally regained consciousness, she expressed her deep gratitude to Rob for his unwavering support. In a weak yet determined voice, she said, "I'll get better soon because of you and our children." Her words were a beacon of hope in the midst of uncertainty. During this trying period, family, friends, and relatives surrounded them, providing much needed support. Their homes were filled with loved ones who cared for their children, offering solace in the midst of the crisis. Kevin and Jennifer, in particular, assumed additional responsibilities. They not only looked after the children but also intervened in the workings of the office, ensuring Rob could spend as much time as possible in the hospital with his ailing wife. Their selfless efforts became a lifeline for the family, helping them navigate the storm together. On April 10th, there was a glimmer of hope as Linda's condition slightly improved, and she expressed a strong desire to return home. With the hospital doctor's permission, she was discharged, equipped with a portable oxygen tank. Her condition appeared to be on the upswing. However, the optimism was short-lived, as on April 11th, she experienced a recurrence of the same, albeit intensified symptoms that had troubled her earlier. The night of April 11th turned into a harrowing ordeal, as Linda's health rapidly deteriorated. Rob, filled with fear and desperation, rushed her to the hospital, where she was immediately admitted to the intensive care unit, ICU. By 1 o'clock the following morning, April 12th, the situation took a shocking turn. Kevin, a close friend and confidant, made an alarming phone call to the police. He claimed to possess evidence suggesting that Rob had poisoned his wife, Linda. Tragically, by the time the police arrived and investigated, Linda had already passed away, succumbing to the mysterious illness that had so suddenly and inexplicably taken her from her family. On April 30th, Dr. Kevin Clark observed the ebb and flow of people's lives from the window of his office in the bustling city center. The cacophony of car engines and the commotion of the city streets formed a backdrop to his contemplation. Gazing at the city's inhabitants, Kevin couldn't help but ponder what occupied their thoughts. What was their inner world like? What were they searching for in the grand tapestry of life? How well did they truly understand themselves, and how much did they comprehend about those who shared their daily journeys? The destinations and dreams of these people remained a mystery to him. For a moment, the people he observed appeared to him as if they were like scavenging worms, descending upon a lifeless carcass to feast upon its putrid remains. The disheartening image left him unsettled. He decided to close his eyes, turning away from the window and swiveling his chair towards his desk. On the desk, a small frame held a cherished photo of Jennifer and their children. Nearby, a vase of lilium flowers added a touch of serenity to the room, momentarily lifting his spirits. However, when he closed his eyes once more, Linda's pallid face came into focus, and the tranquility quickly faded. His mind became consumed by the memories of the past few days, a tumultuous period that had left him with many unanswered questions and a deep sense of unease. Kevin found himself caught in a relentless loop of recollections from the past few days, mulling over the events for what seemed like the 100th time. On April 11th, the day before Linda's untimely death, Kevin had made his way to Rob's clinic in search of assistance. Arriving at the clinic in the evening, he noticed an unusual stillness in the usually bustling place. As a shareholder, Kevin rarely set foot in the clinic, having entrusted the daily operations entirely to Rob. He surmised that Rob was likely at the hospital, diligently standing by Linda's side. In his office at the clinic, Kevin noticed several mail order packages bearing the clinic's name. His impatience to hear about Linda's condition was palpable, but he understood the gravity of the situation. Kevin was not eager to rush home, as his wife Jennifer had gone to Rob's house with their children, offering support and care to Linda and Rob's family during this trying time. Rob's secretary entered Kevin's room, offering him permission to leave. She explained that she had organized the custom mail packages typically containing chemicals used for printing radiology photos into their designated boxes in the room. Letters and parcels addressed to Dr. Rob had been placed in Kevin's room, a routine procedure. After exchanging these details, the secretary bid Kevin farewell and departed, leaving Kevin alone in the office. Restlessly, he began to inspect the clinic's orders, meticulously examining each one. During this process, he stumbled upon a very small envelope. Curiosity piqued, he carefully opened it, revealing a packet containing white powder. The label on the package read potassium cyanide. The sight of this deadly chemical took him aback, as it was not something typically used at their clinic. A sudden realization struck Kevin as he inspected the envelope more closely. It was a custom package addressed to Rob, inadvertently placed in the clinic packages by the secretary. Without hesitation, Kevin picked up the package and set it on Rob's desk. The gravity of the situation was becoming apparent, and he decided to return to his room to consider the next steps carefully. As Kevin returned to his room, he attempted to divert his thoughts away from the ominous package, but it proved impossible. He couldn't shake the gnawing worry that had taken hold of him. With a growing sense of dread, he decided to search for information on the symptoms of potassium cyanide poisoning. What he discovered in his online search sent shockwaves through his mind. The symptoms of potassium cyanide poisoning were severe and alarming. A sense of paralyzing terror gripped him, and he sat motionless in the same room for 2 excruciating hours, his hands entangled in his hair. Finally, he mustered the strength to take the package with the deadly substance and made his way to Rob's house, where his wife Jennifer was providing support to Linda and Rob's family. The gravity of the situation was pressing on him, and he needed to confront the looming crisis head-on. Upon his arrival at Rob's house, Kevin found his wife Jennifer in the midst of her motherly duties, getting both Rob's children and their own ready for bed. After the kids were tucked in, Jennifer's immediate concern was to call Rob to inquire about Linda's condition. The news Jennifer received was far from reassuring. The seriousness of Linda's situation weighed heavily on their hearts, leaving Kevin sitting in a corner, rendered momentarily speechless by the distressing news. Jennifer, understanding the need for a moment of respite, fetched 2 glasses of wine and joined her husband. Together, they sat in somber silence, their thoughts consumed by the uncertainty and fear that had engulfed their close-knit circle of friends. For Kevin and Jennifer, that night was a grueling and heart-wrenching experience, during which they grappled with the unthinkable. It was a long and agonizing night, filled with questions, disbelief, and an unsettling realization. As the hours passed, they slowly came to accept the bitter truth that Rob may have indeed played a role in poisoning his wife, Linda. The weight of this realization was a heavy burden on their hearts. The night seemed never-ending, filled with troubling thoughts about their close friends. It was a night that forced them to see the true face of those they had held dear for so long, and it was a strange and difficult journey until the first light of morning broke through, illuminating the unsettling reality they were now faced with. When they finally summoned the authorities, it was tragically too late. Linda had already passed away. In hindsight, they came to realize that had they reported the situation to the authorities a few hours earlier, specifically when Kevin first discovered the package in Rob's office, it would have already been too late to save Linda's life. Following this revelation, Kevin and Jennifer uncovered a series of disturbing truths about Rob. They discovered that Rob had accumulated significant debts and had nefarious plans to exploit Linda's life insurance policy. Even more shocking was the revelation about Rob's secret lover. Despite Linda's agonizing suffering and slow demise in the hospital, Rob callously indulged in an affair, meeting his lover in a hotel near the very place his wife lay fighting for her life. The police investigation uncovered alarming evidence, including large quantities of poison, particularly arsenic, within their home. Furthermore, Plessy psychologists diagnosed Rob with a severe lack of empathy, indicating a form of acute mental retardation. This diagnosis highlighted Rob's profound absence of compassion or remorse. Rob's behavior also indicated traits of narcissism, demonstrating a self-centered belief in his own intelligence, even in the face of heinous actions. Kevin's gaze returned to the window, his eyes fixed on the bustling crowd below. He pondered the notion of proximity and how closely one must be to others to truly glimpse their inner selves. The end. Elham Ghoreishi,